All right. Share my screen. All right, you guys, so it's a new month, and we are officially, what's today? November 12th. I'm a little tired, guys, a little sleep deprived from sleep training my 5-month-old. But it is officially November 12th, and you guys have taken off like crazy. At this point, you guys know that if you hit Success Club in the month of October, you were added into the Doers Club. You're able to see that exclusive training with Ashley. Absolutely amazing. It put a fire under my belly. It was exactly what I needed to hear. If you have not had Success Club yet for this month, or if you have hit it for November, you can get added into that group. All you have to do is request to be added in, okay? And make sure you hit Success Club, then you get added in. Whatever time in the month, November, if you hit it, you get added in for the remainder of the month of November. If you hit it in November, you're able to go in December, but then you have to hit it in December again to stay in for January, okay? Make sense? All right, so now we're gonna move on, and we'll have another exclusive training in there for the month of December, so stay tuned. We've got top Success Club earners as of right now, with it being November 12th. We got Brandy and Nikki and Brittany, who have already hit Success Club 10. We got Corey, who has hit 8, Janelle, who's hit 6, and Christy, who's hit 6. Congratulations, you guys. We had to start strong. They're really taking advantage of the No Excuse November with $140 off. All right. My computer is not scrolling. Okay, and top recruiters. Okay, so we got Nikki. She signed up 2 coaches so far. Corey, who signed 2. I've signed 1. Mrs. signed 1. And Carrie Miller has signed 1. Now, if you're like, oh my gosh, I signed a coach, or I had a couple of coaches signed up, make sure that you're voting on that poll, you guys. Every single Thursday, I put up a poll that says, have you ring advanced? Have you added coaches? And you have to keep those updated so that we know that. I know this is a good problem to have, but when I look in my office and I look at how many coaches have been added into our team since the week before or whatever, it's crazy, okay? Because it's the entire downline. It's not just our personally sponsored and our team, okay? So I have to get it from the poll or I will go crazy because I'm like, okay, who's part of our team, who's not? So make sure that you are voting on those polls, okay? I think that's pretty much it for announcements at this point, you guys. I know it's November 12th. I know it is right before Thanksgiving, you guys. I went in our team group. I don't know, I went live a couple times in there, but I just recently did one on vision, you guys. If you have not checked it out, make sure you head into our team group, just the new and improved Important Team Fit Addicted group, and watch the video I did yesterday on vision. I realized after the Superstar Diamond training last week that my vision has been a little off, and I know that trickles down into the downline. So I'm excited for you guys to go in there, go through that exercise. I put a screenshot of the questions that I asked you guys in the live. If you can't keep track of all the questions in there, I screenshotted it. Do that for yourself, okay? Because like I said in my live, from day to day, just doing these unsexy things in the business and fighting at your network, connecting, which I'm sure Natalie will be going through, it's very easy not to do those things. But when you have that vision in front of you, like I have pictures of my babies, like all over the place, like my little Brayden, and then I got one of like Tenley, and then I have a picture of Kirk and stuff. It's all over my office because they're my vision, you guys. They're why I work this business. And if you don't have those reminders every single day, it's very easy to say, you know what, instead of working, I'm going to go and watch Dancing with the Stars, right? Or Disney Plus that just came out, right? Like I can do that instead of like sitting down and actually getting my to-do list done, okay? You got to have that vision in front of you and know that, like I shared in the team just a second ago, you have to, what did I say? You have to give up to grow up. Meaning you have to sacrifice things, you guys, in order to achieve the things that you want to achieve in this business, okay? All right, so we're going to hand it over to Natalie. Natalie is a lifetime 6-star diamond coach, you guys. That means she has helped 6 people get to diamond or higher in her business, okay? Not an easy thing to do. She is a 1-time premier team, 2-time elite team, Success Club All-Star Legend, so that means for at least 2 years in a row, you guys, she's been helping at least 3+ people get started on their health and fitness journey every single month. And you guys, this stat, listen to this, okay? 88 months in a row of Success Club. 88 months in a row of Success Club, you guys. Girlfriend is helping people every single month. And when I told her that, I said, that is an amazing stat. She said, it just means I'm old. No, it means that you are consistently showing up and doing the things that you need to do in order to continue to consistently grow this business. So Natalie, without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to you.
First of all, thank you so much for having me. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my Zoom has been a little wonky lately, so I just want to make sure that you can hear and see and all the things. So you sent me a message today, and you reminded me that I was hosting your team call, and my first initial reaction was, I can't do it. The reason I say that is I've been going through a very challenging time in my life, and no one knows this other than you guys on this call. My divorce is final as of today. I got the email from the court system that the divorce that I didn't want was final and stamped and delivered. And so the initial response to me was, I can't do this team call. And then I'm like, wait a minute. The irony is the team call is, these are challenging times right now because the holidays are here. All the things are going on where you want to give up on your business. You don't want to put your foot on the pedal. You want to take it off. You want to put your foot on the brake. And I'm like, the irony is this is the perfect time for me to host this call. So I did cry, obviously. I've had all the emotions, and this is perfect. So life, like you were saying, happens. All the things happen, and no matter what, you want to make sure that you always want to show up for your business. So right now, in this moment in time, is the best time to show up and make this rest of the year the best of your year, because what you do now is what's going to show up for your next 2020, which is a new decade. Are you kidding me? It's cray-cray. It's crazy that we're going into 2020 in January, and y'all, it's going to be so huge. Like she said, 88 months. That means I've been in this business for 7 years. So before I get into this whole meat of the call, I want to give you a quick rundown of how I started so you can kind of relate to who I am, and because you probably don't know who I am. I'm kind of behind the scenes. Most people, have their idea of like top coaches and stuff, and I've always been kind of behind the scenes and not one of those people that are in your face. And so I just want to give you a quick rundown of how I started and how I'm where I am now, and then give you the meat of the call. But 7-ish years ago, I was in a fitness rut, like some of us are, about 15 pounds overweight. I'm 5'0", which means I have no more inches than 5 feet tall. And so carrying an extra 15 pounds on my body was a little bit much. And I was running twice a day. I was going to the gym. I thought I was doing all the right things. And I wasn't losing the weight. So I saw the infomercial of P90X on TV one night and told my now former husband, I'm doing P90X. And he's like, yeah, good luck with that. Like, you'll never finish that. And I was like, oh, you're challenging me on this. I'm going to finish the program. So bought the program, listen to this one, on eBay. And so tip number 1, never discount someone because they purchased a program off of somewhere off of, the interwebs or whatever. So eBay was my first initial program, as was Shakeology, even though I had a coach. So I did the program, was walking infomercial, was working a corporate job at the time, and everyone that I ran into would say, what are you doing? You've lost this weight, you're toned up, you have a different attitude, all this different stuff. And I'm like, oh, I'm doing P90X. Here's a burned DVD copy of it. Here, you can get it off of eBay or Craigslist or all the different things. So I was basically doing all the wrong things. I had no idea about the coaching network. All I knew was it was helping me, and I wanted to help other people. So here I am in this corporate environment, and all of my friends are doing Insanity and Chalene Extreme and all the different programs, and we're burning DVDs all over the place. And It was hilarious, like looking back now. But so I met my coach off of a P90X. It was one of those landing page. Well, I guess it's one of the pages they still have, the like pages or whatever. And I was posting my before and after pictures on like pages. And I'm getting all these messages from people like, join my team. Drink Shakeology. I'm like, these people are crazy. Like, I don't even know my inbox, my other inbox. I was like, oh, people are like, join my team, join my da da da. I'm like, peace out, people. Whatever your thing is, that coaching thing is not what I want to do. But anyway, my coach did invite me to her environment of a Facebook group, and I fell in love because everybody was super inspiring and motivational. Every single day we showed up and that sort of thing. And one day I saw one of her customers post that she had become a coach. I was like, oh, you can become a coach? I didn't realize you could become a coach. I was never invited to the opportunity. I knocked on her door basically and was like, can I become a coach? And she's like, you can. You just need a challenge pack. And I'm like, I can't afford a challenge pack. Can't do it. But I'm like pulling out a credit card. I'm doing it anyway because I'm so in love with this community. Signed up. And then the rest was history. So as soon as I signed up, the initial response was, you need to get to Emerald. You need to get to Success Club. So being that I was told that's what you do, I just kind of did it. Figured there was no team training. There was no all the things. It was getting to your back office, figure it out, and literally went into, it wasn't called Coach Basics. What was it? It was something different. Obviously 7 years ago, a long time ago. I don't even remember what it was. I just remember one weekend I went through the whole entire back office and did all the training and figured it out. There was the script, the 5-step process, all of the stuff of inviting people. Said if you're going to hit Success Club, you have to actually talk to a certain amount of people, invite them. And I was so pumped up about what this had done for me that I'm like, I'm not ashamed to invite anybody to this. This is amazing. Why wouldn't I want to invite people to this? So that was just, anyway, long story short, 9 months into coaching, I got the invite to the Success Club trip at Disney, which was a big deal. But, getting there was an expense, and I didn't know if I could afford it. But I'm like, people who are having success in this business are going to events. I need to just suck it up and just go. Went and remember sitting in this room full of other people who were having massive success that I wasn't having, and thinking to myself, I'm in a corporate position in my job where it's sucking the life out of me every single day. And people were having success just from sharing this business and doing the things that I'm passionate about anyway. Why can't it not be me? And I remember seeing like Daniela Tony and other people on stage saying, why not you? Why not you? And it was embedded in my brain. I walked away from that experience. I was 9 months in, you guys, to this business and was like, why not freaking me? And I'm going to make it me. And from there, just was like, I'm just, from here, it's done. Like, we're going from here on out to having some success with this business. And it was just basically just like getting over myself for 5 minutes and just sharing it with unapologetically passion that I knew that I had, that I was just not sharing in a way. So all of that said, 7 years in, life has changed a lot. But in all of that, I'm going to give you 8 tips to make the rest of your year the best of your year. And some of these things you've heard a million times, some you may have not. Some may resonate in some way different tonight. I don't know. We'll find out. Hopefully something does. But if I might have to stand up. I'm in a new place, and I haven't done like a call like that. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like restless. I feel like I'm going to be moving around. So if I make you dizzy, let me know. But all right, so I have notes over here. First and foremost, you guys, you have to find joy in your business. All right? You're going to have to find joy you signed up for a reason, whether it be to help people, which kind of we all do, whether it be income, whether it be to be a part of this community that's amazing, whatever it is, you need to find the joy and remember that joy as much as you can every single day, because if you lose the joy, that's when you start to get burnout, and you don't want to do that. So all of that. Oh, I lost you for a second. Okay, so I want you to be a right now person. Right now, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not next year. You need to be a right now person, because what you do now is going to bring what happens in January, February, March, April, May, all that's coming up in the next year, because people in the back of their mind are thinking about, what am I going to do come January? What am I going to come do after Christmas? Or even like after Thanksgiving, when they're like, oh, I'm so bloated, I feel this certain way. What are you doing right now to help people understand that you're going to be that go-to person? Because if you're not the go-to person, someone else will be, some other company will be, some other gym or whatever will be, some other platform is going to be that person or thing. So you need to be the person that's doing the now thing and not thinking about, oh, I'll wait until after this or this. Plant the seeds now, because if you don't plant the seeds now, the fruit will not be there later. I'm just telling you, like, I remember this season every single year, and it's so easy to go, yeah, well, people aren't interested. Well, they are. They're interested. They're just not ready to say yes right now, and that's okay. So you need to be sure that you're showing up every single day, planting the seeds, whether it's via social media, your messages, whatever it is, and just being the right now person. Not tomorrow, not the next day, not next month, right now, every single day. Take action now, because action now creates results later. And that's something you always need to think about. So those people who are not now are potentially later. And if they're not, that's okay too. So number 2 is setting goals. So I'm sure that your team is very goal oriented, or you wouldn't be where you are. But it's easy to not create goals. And even if they're like your goals are your goals, they don't have to be Meg's goals or Jamie's goals or whoever else's goals. You need to create them and concrete set them. Because if you don't, then you're just going to be shooting for basically nothing. And I know that sounds kind of, and if you don't want to set goals, that's fine too. But if you're wanting to grow your business, you need to set some sort of daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, some sort of goal, so that you have something that you can plan for. Because if you don't have anything to map out, then you're just aimlessly just doing the thing. So setting goals, and the hairy, scary, which I'm going to get to in a minute, but a hairy, scary goal is always fun too, because you're creating your own business. Why wouldn't you create some sort of hairy, scary goal to where you could just blow your own mind for a second, right? All right, so number 3 is create your environment, which is super important. And I'm going to kind of go a different direction with this, because it's one of those things where you can have a cheerleader or a success partner, which you should have, but in one that's not just like cheering you on, good job, girlfriend, you're doing good. No, one that says, girlfriend, did you do the things that you're supposed to do today? Do you have someone who's saying, are you accountable to what you're supposed to be doing? Because it's easy to have, again, a super fun success partner that's cheerleading you on, or a friend that's, super positive, but having that one person that says, you have dreams, you have goals, you have certain things you want to achieve. Did you show up today? And actually giving you a little tough love. So creating that environment for yourself and having that person who's pushing you a little bit, whether it is a mentor. Do you need a mentor? Do you need someone who's going to push you to those goals that you have for the end of the year, or for the end of the month, or for the end of the week? make sure you have people in your life that are feeding your mind to serve you in the way that you want to move forward in your business, because it's easy to be complacent. It's easy just to say everything's fine, but do you really want to push forward? And if you do, then you want those people in your life that are going to help you push you towards your dreams and your goals, versus just rah rah, haha, that was fun, like. So I have to move this so I can actually see what's next. So Evolving with personal development. We all hear about personal development, and it's one of those things where we all have to do it, but are you feeding your soul and your spirit to what needs to be fed? Like, it's easy to say, well, everybody else is doing, girl, wash your face. Okay, well, is that serving you right now? Because if it's not, I want you to find what is going to serve you. Are you lacking in something else? Or leadership? Are you lacking in whatever? So my biggest thing is, first of all, getting it done first thing in the morning. And that might not serve you either, but if waking up first thing in the morning and you're scrolling through Facebook and reading the news or whatever those things are, and it's starting your day out in a really wonky way, you need to find something that's going to inspire you first thing, so that you're evolving throughout the day. And I know that it's easy to, again, like I said, be complacent. And we're never finished growing, so don't ever finish growing. And I'm looking at Meg right now, and I'm thinking about her beautiful presentation she had for my team, and how I don't even have that right now. And in my mind, I'm already beating myself up, and that's where I need personal development. Right there is that I need personal development, because I'm like comparing myself, and that's not bringing myself joy. So there, just like a classic experience right there in front of you. But yeah, so evolving. We all need to evolve, because the minute we finish growing, the minute we're finished serving other people. So you want to continue to evolve wherever you are now. Make sure you're continuing to grow yourself. And another one that I've recently kind of enjoyed is using your imagination. Your imagination is creating an image in your brain, in your heart and spirit of where you want to be. So if you don't have an image of where you're wanting to be, where you're wanting to grow, where you're wanting to expand, so that you actually feel it and taste it and all the things, and know what you're wearing, and know who you're going to be around, like you have a hairy, scary, specific goal in mind, right? And if you don't have an image of that and how you're going to feel when you get to that, then the likelihood of you wanting to work towards it is not maybe going to be there. So creating that image and the imagination of how you're going to feel, the reality of it, and putting in your subconscious every single day, versus negativity and certain things that potentially aren't going to serve you later, is something that you want to create. So creating the image and imagination of, I want to be X, Y, Z. I want to be whatever it is. It could be creating an income to where you could provide groceries for your family. Or does that feel good to go to the grocery store and be able to pick up the meat that you want? Does that feel good? That sort of thing. Even if it's that sort of a small thing, or even taking your family on a vacation, or whatever those things are, creating that image of that and putting it in your brain and your subconscious all the time and thinking about it creates all the decisions you make later on. And this is like kind of getting crazy, like deep, but if you don't think about those sort of things on a daily basis, then your decisions aren't as crystal clear as to what you should be doing every day, if that makes sense. So if you're thinking about, well, my goal is this, and I'm going to feel this way, and it's going to be amazing, then it's going to go a different route. But so putting that crystal clear image in your brain to make decisions on a different way of going towards your goals is super important. So back to the whole thing of your why. We always talk about your why. And I don't want to say make your why make you cry, because it doesn't have to make you cry. It can make you inspired and motivated and happy, right? So your why, it may evolve. Mine evolved. Mine was to retire my husband. You know, here we go. Now my why is just being more super independent, and which is great. And that's another thing. I've had the opportunity to move from Georgia to right outside of Charlotte in a blink of an eye, like literally in the course of 2 weeks, because of this opportunity. Had I had to find a new job, relocate, all the different things, I would have been completely stressed out. This opportunity granted me to be able to pick up my whole entire life and move in the blink of an eye. That right there has been the biggest grateful blessing I could ever, ever, ever imagine. So yes, I had a different why. So now it's evolved, and yours is going to evolve too, but you need to figure out what it is. And it needs to be really strong, and it needs to be in your heart. It needs to be even planted in your gut, so that whenever you don't want to show up, like Meg said earlier, when you don't want to show up, you need to remember why you're here. And it could be, and I shouldn't say as simple as to help people, because that's not simple. That's completely life-changing for so many reasons. But you want to figure out a deeper reason why you're here. Because the minute things change and the minute life happens, you're going to stop and you're going to say, well, this happened, so I'm not showing up today. No, you're going to show up because you have a reason why. And when the reason why shows up is bring the how to. So you have a why to, and your why to leads you to the how to. Like I said earlier, I wanted to help people when I first started. I figured it out. Okay, why? So I need to figure out how. So your why to leads to your how to, and it makes your how to less overwhelming, because you have your why. I want this because of why. So now figure out how, and it makes it less overwhelming. So number 7, we're getting there. So focus on the high value activities, you guys. It's so easy to thinking that you're doing the things. Raise your hand if you think you're doing the things all the time. You're scrolling the Facebook, you're doing the graphics, you're doing the things that you think are income producing or moving your business forward. And you get to the end of the day and you're like, I've worked so hard, I've done all the things. And then you're like, I haven't moved my business forward at all. You need to know and figure out, which we should all at some point know, what are the high value activities in your business. And that is obviously work, the vital behaviors. I mean, always harp on those: inviting people, sharing opportunity, doing your PD, doing all the workouts, and shake and everything. That's a given. But one thing I've learned through Eric Worre, if you're not familiar with him, is there a specific activity that you really do need to do that you're not necessarily good at? I mean, it's spending all your time like doing the graphics, or certain things that aren't necessarily income producing that you could outsource. So like $10 to have somebody do your graphic or something, and you're not that great at it. Do that. I mean, maybe you're not there in your business yet, but if you invest a little bit here and there on things that you could outsource, do that for sure, because you want to focus on the things that are going to bring you joy, bring your business to income producing, and also bring your business into moving it forward. And then those things that are taking all the time and sucking your life out aren't doing those things. You need to figure out how to or someone to actually help you do that. Even if it's getting you groceries, Instacart. If you have Instacart, do Instacart. Those sorts of things, like those outsourcing things that can relieve you of things in your life can help you move your business forward. So making sure that you're actually doing the things that are moving your business forward. the high value activities, and again, bringing you joy at the same time, because that's very important. So what I'm going to leave you with is homework. Because it's my favorite thing. My favorite thing on the whole planet is creating a chicken list. So I'm sure you've heard of a chicken list. So a chicken list, if you haven't, I see Meg nodding her head. If you haven't heard of a chicken list, you need to learn what it is and create one. Chicken list is going and reaching out to people who you are. Wow, that's cute. So finding those people who you are terrified of to reach out to, because number one, you think they're amazing, because they are, and because they would be amazing in this business, or they would rock a challenge group, or whatever it is. And the reason you're terrified is because they're amazing. But also, you not reaching out to them means somebody else will, because somebody else knows they're amazing. And somebody else knows they're going to rock the business, whether it be Beachbody or another business. I've made this mistake many times where I've watched somebody and go, God, that would be so awesome. But I'm so scared. I'm intimidated by them because they are so cool. And I'm not cool enough to actually talk to them, that sort of thing. Or ask them about the business. So I want you to create a list. And I'm just going to be bold and say 10. Maybe that's not bold. Let's just say 10. Write the list, reach out to them and tell them how amazing they are and how they would rock this business, and invite them to the opportunity. What happened was I several things. Number one, I didn't several times, and knew that the people that I should have reached out to, I didn't, and they ended up joining either another business or another coach, and they rocked both, right? And I'm like beating myself in the head because I couldn't get over myself for 5 seconds. They went with someone else. And also, I found several times where I reached out to people who I was terrified. This is me, computer. Hold on. Sending the message, send, walked away, terrified. Oh my God, I just did that. Came back, yeah, I've been watching you. I really think it'd be awesome. Really? Oh my God. Freak out. And then they become amazing success. And then they're like thanking me because I invited them. And then obviously we become really close friends, and like the business blows up and all the things. But had I not ripped the Band-Aid off and said, that I'm chicken crap for 2 seconds, then really? So your homework, write your chicken list out, rip the Band-Aid off, send the messages. I'm sure you have scripts or whatever the things you do it. And if things don't happen, they don't. But you did it, and you can't sit around worrying about did I not message the person I should have messaged? I should have probably messaged the person. Just do it. The worst thing that can happen is they're going to say no, and the worst thing that can happen is say yes, and their life changes forever. So, all got.
I love that you ended on that note, and that's so true, you guys. We don't have control over who says yes and who says no. We have control over our action, and you are proof that even through some tough times, you're still moving forward and rocking it. And thank you so much for hopping on and sharing with us. I have 3 questions, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat bar to ask Natalie, but I got 3 things I wanted to ask you. The first one is, so if you could go back, so you've been a coach for a while, is Heather Foltz your upline?
Yes.
Yes, that's what I thought. Heather was in top time with me. Love Heather.
Yes.
So if you could go back to when you first signed up as a coach and tell yourself anything, what would that be?
Probably what I just said is just get over yourself for a few minutes, because I feel like going into the business, I was that way, but then the objections and the almost rejections here and there, I would close myself off. And this is where I try to share with my team too, is that just because someone says no or doesn't respond, or don't shut down just because you have 1 or 2 people who don't they're still watching you.
Yeah.
There are people who are like, I didn't respond for like 2 years to your message or whatever you did. And then later, like, after your message, I started watching you and realized that you weren't just trying to get me or whatever, that you had intentions that were true. So I feel like I don't want anyone to ever feel like just because you're rejected or objected at any point in time that you just shut down completely. If anything, it should inspire you to keep talking to more people.
Absolutely. I love that you shared that because it's so true. You know, we all have those people that we've invited that still watch our Instagram stories and we're like, I see you watching me, right? But guys, it just means it's not the right time for them. And the fact that they're still watching you, that means that they are interested. And when they are ready, they're going to reach out to you, right? The creepers. Yeah, the Facebook stalkers and Instagram stalkers is what I used to call it. Okay, so are you currently building your business more on Facebook or Instagram? Because I know if you've been around as long as I've been around, it was Facebook, but where are you at now?
I'm still Facebook.
That's awesome.
I've tried Instagram, but you know what? Right now, I'm just sharing very authentically with my people what I'm going through, and I feel like that's what's keeping my Facebook alive.
You're being vulnerable. You're being vulnerable and real and raw, and that's what people are craving right now, you guys. And team, I shared with you guys, like, social media changes so often. If we put everything in one social media outlet, then all of a sudden things are going to switch, and you're going to be like, nothing's working. You have to be building both, and know that one of them is going to be a little bit slower at one point, and then it's going to like flip flop. So, Natalie, I've noticed Facebook is like the jam right now compared to where Instagram is, you guys. But it just goes back and forth. So you got to make sure you're building on both. Okay, so what personal development are you reading or listening to right now?
I'm doing. It's Gabrielle. Give me just a second. Bernstein, who did Universe Has Your Back.
Mm-hmm.
But this one is Super Attractor. I'll show you.
Chapter 1. The universe always delivers.
I love her.
I do too. So this one's new. And so what I'll do is first thing in the morning is put my running shoes on, drink either my coffee or Energize, throw Audible on, and there's a trail, like a hiking trail, like right in front of my new place. So I'm just like pounding the tea. But yeah, so that's really good so far. And then before that one, I was doing, which I really loved, was Big Magic.
Hesitantly, she admitted that perhaps she wanted
That's a good one too. The Magic is big. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so Megan said, I have all but lost touch with Facebook. I need to get back, but I'm overthinking how to get back. Here's the thing, you guys. This is how I feel about Facebook. Facebook is like your family, your friends, the people who love you, right? Like, I know there's some people on Instagram, that's too, but like Facebook is like your family, so don't overthink it. Just go back over there, just go back over there. The thing about Facebook is that you don't have to be perfect. I love Instagram because it's a completely different avenue and a different way to connect with people, but Facebook's different too because you don't have to be perfect on there, you guys. So Megan, don't overthink it. Just like go back, just start posting, right, Natalie? Any tips on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I really do think just being authentic and just being truly you and not trying, like you said, not overthink it. Just even if it's just not even like a good, I don't want to say not a good thing. I mean, I don't want you to be negative, but I feel like finding a positive in your mess is always a good thing. Just say, this is what I'm going through. And then you twist it around to how it's good now. Does that make sense?
How you're making it through. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but yeah, make your mess your message, basically. But then turn it around in a positive spin. Always.
Yeah, and Arlene, I'm the same way. I just take my, my Instagram post. But what I have noticed is that, Instagram, some posts do well from Instagram and Facebook, but then other ones, you just got to tweak it a little bit. I think that's it. Natalie, thank you so much. I really thank you for coming on such like a tough day too. Like I would have totally understood.
I would have felt like total poo if I didn't. I was like, oh my God, no. suck it up, girlfriend. This is what we do, right? This
You're
is what
strong.
we do.
You're strong. And you know what? I feel like when I'm going through crap and then all of a sudden I hop on and I talk to another team, it just helps so much, right? Because you're like, I am a badass. Like, I am awesome. Like I can make it through whatever, right? So thank you so much. And Jamie's saying you're inspiring and strong AF. So Natalie, thank you so much. Guys, I will put this recording up in the team group tomorrow when I hop into the office. Have a wonderful Tuesday night, you guys, and go do your chicken list. All right?
Yes, chicken list. I want to hear about it too.
Yes, absolutely.